Alright, so what we have here is Acura MDX. I'm going to fix a oil leak, and we're going to remove the oil pan. So let's do it. Alright, here's our exhaust. So pretty much we're going to unbolt these nuts here, and also we're going to unbolt these nuts over here. And there's your flex pipe. There's where the leak is. As you can see, there is no more screen. And this one, the resonator, the one that's making a noise because there's already a leak on the joint there. And there's already a temporary seal there, but anyway, we're going to replace it. So now it's gonna be all new pipe. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're underneath. We're looking at the oil leak here where the oil pan is. So you can see it went there all the way to the front. So we're going to remove the exhaust, and after that we can remove the oil pan. So first thing you're gonna do, you gotta remove the exhaust, right? So first we're gonna remove the shield. You're gonna get yourself a 10mm socket and adjustable or anything. Maybe actually it's a 12mm, and I believe it's 10mm on the bolt here, or adjustable to remove it. So now the bolt here on the front of the engine is really rusty, so you gotta put some lubrication in it, or penetration oil. Help a little bit. And then the other side here is completely chewed up by the rust. It's still there, but I'm not even sure if you could get it out with the socket anymore. Well, we can try. Basically, you get remove it. You got able to remove, but look at the flange, because it's so rusty. The bolt just pop out like that. See? So it's actually a catalytic converter. So I thought it was a resonator. It's actually a catalytic converter. So yeah, it's right here now. So we're gonna need to take is the rubber hanger. So we'll see. Remove the hanger. You just need a pry bar. Just pry it like that. There you go. Hanger is off. So now we still have to get this thing out of here, because also this one is rusty. After all the struggles, so you can see, bolt is gone here, especially this side here. Oh my god, they're not easy to take out. So now we have to remove the bolts here from the subframe here all the way across, because it's on our way to remove the exhaust. So we have to remove this bracket here. Alright, so this is what it should look like. The bracket is gone, so we have all access from the bottom. So let's move this down. So here's the exhaust, right? So catalytic looks okay. Even here, catalytic looks okay. So now now we have access now for the oil pan. We have to remove the oil pan, right? So we're gonna remove all these screws over here, these big bolts over here. There's four. I believe there's four. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts here, and 10 millimeters, and yeah, and make sure before you do this, make sure you drain the oil so that you're not gonna create a mess even more. Okay, so once you remove all the bolts, so all you need to do is just pry it. As you can see, all the bolts now is removed around, and make sure you clean a little bit too, so you don't have a lot of mess. So especially here on this cover, dust cover here, once you remove, there's only two 10 millimeter bolts, so just pry it like that, right? There you go. So it should pop out like that. So now there's another 2 millimeter there exposed for the oil pan you have to remove. Okay, so to pop this oil pan, make sure all the bolts around it are off, okay, before you pop this, because you don't want to break your oil pan unless you have new ones. So you grab your pry bar, you go in this part here and slowly move it, pry it down. As you can see, right, it's coming down, right? See now? So there you go. So that's all you how you pop it. Just slowly, don't crank it too much because this is aluminum. Okay, so here's the oil pan look like. As you can see, it's a lot of dirt, a lot of sludge, so it's a good time to clean this up. And this is what it looked like over here on top, and you can see definitely the screen here, it's a little bit okay, but if you can clean this oil pick here, since you're already here, why not clean it up or get a new one, right? Because this is already for sure is dirty, right? So now at this point you're gonna have to clean all the excess seals, gasket, or sealants. As you can see there, you're gonna have to clean it up before you put a new one here. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so once you remove those 3 bolts, it's got 3 bolts here, one on the front, one on the back. There actually there's 2 at the back and 1 on the front, so there's 3 of them. So just once you remove the bolt, it should pop out like this, right? So now it's a good time to clean this up. Okay, so to clean this, get yourself a new blade. Don't use a used one. Make sure you have a new blade so that you won't scratch this. You won't scratch the oil pan. Right? Just do it evenly. Don't create any groove or anything that will scratch. It will create a deep scratch here. You don't want this thing will leak out. Right, so I clean as much as I could, right? So especially the face where you put the seals in. So this is we're going to use original Honda RTV. So That's what it looked like on the bond. So let's put this in. Right, so how I cut this. So I will cut on the very first step here. There's a step, right? So the very first step, that's where I cut. Okay, so that's it. It's done. So you gotta spread it with your. I spread it with my finger. So I think it's more than enough. And also I put a little bit on the oil pickup, but don't. I just put on the side so that the seal won't come in. It will go in inside of the chamber here. So just make sure to put a little bit there so that you have enough seal. And also I put into the engine block also sealed. I mean sealant, so that you will have a perfect cover up with the RTB. So yeah, now let's put the oil pickup back and then the oil pan. Okay, when you put the oil pan, make sure you put the 10mm first and you tighten it up before you tighten these 17mm bolts. Right, once everything is tied up all around and you're happy with the tightening, don't tighten it too much because you're gonna break it. After when you tighten it, and then you can tighten the 17mm bolt, right? Because if you tighten this first and then you tighten the small one, then it will not sit right, because as you can see, these bolts are big holes in there. They're not precise. So if you tighten this bolt here without tightening the 10mm first, then you're gonna have leak issues. Okay, now it's done. At this point, once you tighten the big ones, then you're done. Right, as you can see, now the seal is coming out. Put everything back. Now all we need is the exhaust. So let's put the exhaust back. But for this install, at the same time replacing new exhaust, because the exhausts are leaking like crazy anyway. So let's put the exhaust back. Alright, it's finally done. So everything is back. Right. Alright. Thank you for watching.